Don't really care about the top spot, I just want a bag. Got my foot up on they necks, no brakes, all gas. These rappers like BBLs, cause I swear they all ass. Ain't it crazy how they rise up and fizzle out fast? Oh my God, boy, who that over there with all them stands in the stands? Got them dancing with grand jumping high as they can. Norman Sand got a plan, I'm taking over the land. Broke ground on the internet, now we about to expand. Ooh. Dropping bombs, Palestine, Iran, yep. They told me I couldn't, but knew I can. Yep. Hey, tell Sam that I'm coming for the green eggs and ham, and I'm sticking to the script like cooking with no Pam. Good Lord, we was just finessing like scams. Now I got them jumping to this old school jam. Serving you lyrical dough, we cut it by the gram. Ain't nothing short of a miracle how we came up on the gram. Tick tock to the clock, watch it go blam. Break it down for them, let me help you understand. I'm doing what I can according to God's plan, but sometimes I feel they want me to hop out the van. Mask on in the hood like the Klan. Popping out like Tio Chico, my eyes on a band. OJ gloves on, we snatching everything we can. And if we see you on your toes, we getting dirty like Dan. Yo.
Oh man, forgot to take off the banner. What is up, people? What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. And of course, we got the usual suspects in the house. First off, Roberto, you're muted, but tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Peace sign is silent. You can find me right here Wednesday nights, 9:07 sometimes on Wednesday nights, like I said, with my boys there.
Yes, sir. And JG, you know what to do.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Thank y'all for tuning in live for this Wednesday night on the O.O.C with the host Nzo, aka the Abbot, and the Osiris of the shit, the Split King, and the Professor of Gunja, alongside the host Roberto, aka Stand Up Brethren. No trouble did anything going to be irie. No woman, no cry. It's 100 himself. And also you can find me Saturdays, if you do it on a Saturday, Square One, with all the good brothers talking NFL talk while I speak knowledge of real football genius. And Sunday nights with my brother from another mother, Super Watch, aka El Principe de Nueva York, with the Penguin Watch parties.
Oh my God, that trash. Oh my Lord. Anyways, yeah, so people, we got a great show for you tonight. Yeah, as you can see in the titles, yeah, I know. Diddy again. We're gonna try and keep it. You know what? We can go off on it a little bit, right? Because I got some things to say, and I got a little bit of a hot take that I got too as well. So that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, we're gonna definitely get into it. But first off, like we always do, I got myself here a little joke that we can start off to lighten the mood. And well, not really a joke, but check this one out.
My niggas, just proving the point that no one can stop me from.
Yeah, what's good, my nigga? How you doing, bro? Hey, yo, what's your address, man? We need to come through, get together, man, throw a cookout at your house, you know what I'm saying? So you can get the official, you know what I mean? And why your girl look all scared? She throwing her hands up and next in the video acting like, you know, she got nothing to do with it. Tell her she ain't gotta be scared. Yo, what's the address so me and my niggas can come through and celebrate with y'all, throw a cookout or something, and tell your girl don't be afraid. I'ma bring my homegirls too. We gonna have a good time, you know what I mean? Yeah, my nigga.
But at the end of the day, facts, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, you think you're brave enough to say it, so why don't you holler at your boy? Call me up, let me come over there and say it to my face. But it is what it is. So now, as we do, we're getting into the Diddy stuff. What up, nerd man? How you doing? So first off, I don't know if you guys have watched the new press conference.
Yo.
But oh my Lord, we're going to play some of it. This is 40 minutes. We're not going to play the whole 40 minutes. I just want to get into the allegations that they talk about, and let's do it. So first off, this part, I was like,
the wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us.
3,000 people contacted them, bro. Now, he does say,
with people claiming people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs.
So 120 people they narrowed it down to, right? I'm guessing because they did investigations, found out some of the people that were calling weren't honest or nothing ever happened or maybe not enough evidence. But my thing is this is what's going to happen. They actually created a hotline for people to call in if you've been a victim of Diddy. So you're obviously going to have people who weren't really victims calling in trying to get, money.
Of course.
So I think that was kind of messed up. JJ, what do you think about that?
Of course. I mean, you look at every other allegations that happened against a high profile person, right? When that ching ching gets involved, people come out the woodwork just saying, it was me, right? Yeah, sometimes I wish I could say it was me just so I can have a chance to get some money. So,
Hey, you know what? I think I was at no, I wouldn't even say that because I was never at a Diddy party.
Really?
But I mean,
As well as
give me $1
claims
million check. I'll say I was there.
okay, say you were there, but you would have to say you were sexually assaulted by Diddy.
Okay, that million have to go up a little bit because it's gonna be on public record. So that million's got to be about 20 at least for me to think about it.
Roberto?
Ain't happening.
Facts. Facts. You see, that's what I'm saying. Real brothers, you know what I mean? We like,
I got bills. I'm saying I got bills.
I'm sorry. I got bills too. But to go and fabricate that I've been diddied by the diddler, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Diddied by the diddler. Listen to that. That sounds nasty on its own.
And you know what? That's not happening. I'm sorry. There's not enough money.
and many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since.
I just want to go into the
and the announcement that we were pursuing these claims. Scared. They fear backlash in their communities. We know what we are potentially up against. They love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I've personally already each call as stringently as we can. We can help you and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some for each move. Many times it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. 2% identify as African American, 30% are white. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct.
Okay, where's the allegation?
Now, although most of the victims who let them read for Sean Combs, you should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, thinking or hoping, or perhaps used, or they're witnessing other people being assaulted.
Okay, let's get to the allegations.
All kinds of sexual acts on these victims is apparently laced with something.
Yeah, sure.
Now, although these are, in fact, individual cases, there is a common theme, an MO, if you. or exploitation, anyone who participated in such in any way, anyone who encouraged or facilitated this conduct, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen but made no
I know
effort to
you were the
stop it,
entertainment at the
any
Diddy party.
venue
Yeah, you
or
wish, nerd
venue
man.
owner who was aware of what was going on
Okay,
but
let's
failed to
get.
stop it. Forward, Carrie Paul. She's a national victim of
Thank you, sir.
individual cases, and talk about some of the individual
Here we
claims
go.
being made and some of the, so you'll get a sense of what this 120 people group looks like individually. I want to bring forward Carrie Paul. She's a national victim advocate who helps victims who have been victimized by this type of conduct. And she has some important words, and I hope you'll pay close attention. I think it's important that you hear from her.
Hello, I'm
I don't think that's it. I got to find the allegations, but there were some parts where they were talking about how, he did something or raped a 9-year-old boy, and
Yeah.
they also said he was drugging their drinks, which I believe, you know what I mean? But for me, I'm like, the 9-year-old boy part, I'm not saying it's not true, but you have to come with some serious proof for me. I'm not just going to sit there and blindly believe every single thing that they say, but if you have the proof, then I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? But that's something like you really have to have concrete proof on. So maybe they do. I know they talked about a lot of the videos and they have video evidence. They said they have celebrities in higher places. You know what I mean? Like higher celebrities than Diddy in some of these videos. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But what do you think of the allegations, Roberto?
They're allegations until proven, and until they show us basically what's going on, it's just speculation.
What do you think? Do you believe them? Do you believe all the allegations?
No, obviously there's some cash cows out there,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it's not the first time or a coincidence that when there's opportunity, there's many. It doesn't not take away that a high percentage of them are probably justified.
Mm-hmm.
But why wait till now?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you see, I can't find it. I gotta find that allegation part because they were talking about how, the parents brought the kid to them and stuff like that and left them. And I'm like, man, well, why would you leave your 9-year-old child with a grown ass man?
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
I ain't doing that. No, I'm going to be sitting right here. Whatever you talking about, yes, I am going to be there. I am not going to let you have any time alone with my child. And that goes for anybody. I don't know.
Unless
Go
your
ahead.
immediate family.
Right.
But even sometimes you
Go.
gotta watch them sometimes, man.
Yeah,
Just
you're right.
yeah. Man, 120 Alex. Shoot. Now I'm kind of wondering, is Diddy actually the big fish? Or does he have a big fish at those parties they're trying to get? Right. I don't think 120 allegations are gonna stick. It's just that's crazy. Yeah, like you said, the 9-year-old, whatever, that's kind of that's I don't know about that one. Right. Especially like why would I take my 9-year-old kid to a Diddy party? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't think it was a
Unless
Diddy party that it happened to. It was one of
oh, it
those.
was like a recorded studio, something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
and doesn't that kind of remind you of the R. Kelly thing where a parent will leave their young girl with the R. Kelly
Hmm.
and all of a
Well,
sudden the
that's what I'm.
allegations come out?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, even with the R. Kelly stuff, I didn't believe every single thing they said. You know what I mean? I just didn't believe that he was locking them up in closets and making them
Oh
poop
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
buckets and stuff. I didn't believe all that stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like for this Diddy stuff, you have to have some serious evidence, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, he's a piece of shit. I mean, I still think he's a piece of shit, but you give me that evidence to where it's actually that he did, like, it literally said he did something to the boy and his butthole was hurting and stuff like that. And I was like, what? You know what I mean?
I mean, I believe Diddy did some freaky stuff at though wherever he was. I mean, I believe that. But I mean, I remember him saying that they had video evidence or something. So whatever went down, all they need is one. That's all they
Well,
need.
well, if they have that video evidence, then I hope we get to see it. You know what I mean?
I don't
Because
want to see no little boy. I'm sorry.
well, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean, yeah, obviously not that. But I'm just saying, at least we know that the stuff that he did, you know what I mean? They have evidence of it, right? And it's not just another trying to bring down another powerful black man. But at the same time, I believe a lot of the allegations because we've seen that he's an abuser. So I believe
Hmm.
that, you know what I mean? I don't believe that Cassie was the first woman he beat the hell out of like that. I would never not believe that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, does he need to go to jail for certain things? 100%. But man,
Let it be stuff that
Huh?
he did, not
right,
fabricated.
Exactly.
absolutely, 100%. And man, like I'm sorry, but there's no escaping this for him. None
Mm-mm.
No,
whatsoever.
no, no,
You
no.
know what I mean? There's no escaping him. There's no like, oh, go to trial and maybe he'll get off. No, Puffy is not getting off of this, right? And we
I'm,
also, yeah, go ahead, JG.
I was gonna say this. If I'm Diddy, I'm singing like a bird. If I'm going down, I'm taking
Facts,
all y'all down with me,
facts,
each and every
100%,
one of you.
100%. I'd be like, listen, I want to know if you want to know about this music industry and everything that's going
Hmm.
on. I want immunity, and I will sing like a bird.
Yep.
Now, he does that, he probably won't live either. You know what I mean? Because the higher up's gonna kill him. So either or, I'd rather take my chances with trying to avoid someone coming to off me than to actually be in jail for the rest of my life. Because that's what he's gonna be in jail for. There's no mistaking it. Like 50 to life for him. You know.
Hmm.
So Jaguar Wright, of course, our favorite Diddy hater, was on Piers Morgan, and this is what she
terms
had
for
to
a
say.
long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated
Yes.
by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until
Isn't she
him
a
and his
Jay-Z hater,
cohorts
isn't it,
are
sir?
all
Oh, don't worry,
held to
Roberta.
account
I know
I
publicly
she
did hear
hates
what
and
she.
Jay-Z.
legally, the
Yep.
victims, they're not safe.
How bad was
That's
it?
what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted.
Mhm.
To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be a just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away with without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
Mm.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
she's basically putting it out there that Jay-Z is pretty much a ringmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I
I'm not shocked.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I don't disagree with that. You know what I mean? Like if that's the case, if that's what you're gonna tell me, right? Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know, they seem like the perfect family, right? Jay-Z seems like the perfect guy. But when the NFL came calling, Jay-Z was right there condemning Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts, Jay?
Well, I think there are more fish to fry. I think those 4 names she gave is probably somebody above them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That things are coming. I mean, Cat Williams said it, and it's Shannon Sharp thing. Hey, 2024 things gonna be coming down, and we're seeing it more and more. Jaguar Wright's been talking about this for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm happy she's starting to get a lot more light, right? So she can speak her story and speak her truth. Um, Jay-Z, I mean, we've heard stories for years about the freaky stuff him and Beyonce probably been doing, right? Will Smith is a person I saw one of the photos at a party
Mm-hmm.
where there was a naked woman on a table with food around and stuff like that. LeBron James' name's being popped up. Kim
Mm-hmm.
Kardashian rumored to be putting spike in the drinks for Diddy, right? So, we may be seeing a Hollywood scandal that goes beyond anything we can imagine.
My question is, do you think that it gets that far? Do you think that they let all these names go out and just destroy the industry? I don't think it gets that far. I think it stops with Diddy, and they're gonna like I said, Epstein Diddy to before any of that happens. I don't know. What do you think?
I
I
think
still,
it's
oh, go ahead, Ramon.
inevitable that Jay-Z is going down.
Really?
It's inevitable
You think
because,
he's next?
again, he's big. Um, if too much attention comes your way, they don't like that, and suddenly things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Been on this planet quite some time, haven't we, Nzo?
Yes, sir.
It's not like we haven't seen this shit before.
That's what I said. That's
You know?
exactly what I said. I said this puffy thing is the R. Kelly playbook. But here's what I'm glad you brought up Jay-Z. First off, JG, you go what you're gonna say because I got something else she says. Go ahead, Jay-Z.
Yeah,
JG.
Jay-Z.
I
It's
still,
called you
You know.
Jay-Z now.
I'm all over the NFL Diddy party. I'm everywhere tonight, man. I still think there's a bigger fish there whose name we haven't heard yet.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that Diddy, if it were me, I'm singing, I'm saying everything, and he ain't getting immunity. Like he's got to go down for something.
He will.
But if he can't get any protection, I do think he's going to kill himself or somebody's going to get him. If I mean, how far down the rabbit hole does this thing go?
That's
Right?
crazy.
We got. As you look at these people doing their names, they are high profile, high up there millionaires, borderline billionaires or billionaires who
Mm-hmm.
are powerful. So you get those guys, no telling how many politicians are involved in this.
Facts.
And there's no telling what kind of influence these celebrities or everyone to call them have on politics, whether it be local, state, or federal. So it's going to be a lot of people going down.
And you think about it, right? Just think about it. Diddy, that video, right, that happened with Cassidy was hidden for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the power to hide that video, bro? You know what I mean? And whoever had the power to hide the video are the same people that gave the video to CNN. That's how you know that it wasn't just like no random, right? Because a random would have called TMZ. Like that's how TMZ gets their scoops. But when you send it to CNN, that's not a random that did that. That's somebody that
Mm-hmm.
held on to that video because they probably knew they would use it for leverage on Diddy at some point. And that's exactly what happened.
And you know what else?
2017, the
There's another
music.
name
Go ahead.
that hasn't been said. I haven't heard it. I heard it a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be the handler for a rapper who Kendrick Lamar demolished.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's handler, whose name has also been in those documents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wonder why his name hadn't been put out there publicly, because he is of one of the untouchables. If you notice the names that have been presented, none of them are one of the untouchables, even though they are part of it.
Facts.
This thing goes deeper than we can imagine.
100%. And I just don't think we're gonna get that far down the rabbit hole to know exactly how deep it gets. We may get halfway, right? We may get like insignificant names, right? Like this guy, that guy. Oh yeah, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? But we ain't getting the big names like Clyde Davis's and the people above him, right? These
Mm-hmm.
ones that are running the record labels, because those are the ones that are actually covering up for these artists' mistakes. It's the higher ups on the record labels. You know what I mean? So
Began in 2017, the music industry
Yes.
has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse.
Mm.
It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail.
Mm.
Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
hey Tamika, how you doing?
If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Yes, they on vacation.
I'm out here
if this
diddler.
goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
How is this woman still alive?
Well,
You know
that's
what I mean? She's talking pure truth.
exactly. And that's the thing I was going to say, right? Because so on this interview, and this is really quick, but Vlad was on there too, right? And before I say what I want to say, I want to show what Vlad had to say.
I mean, it's pretty horrifying listening to these testimonies. What did you make of what you just heard?
Well, Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist. I don't really co-sign anything that she says. I've never had her on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
You don't believe her?
She's got an album in 20 years, and a lot of this stuff is just stuff she's heard, things she's making up, and so forth. I'm not saying that there aren't serious things that Diddy may have done, but yeah, I can't co-sign anything that Jaguar Wright is saying, if that's your question.
And the reason why I put that up there is because Roberto said, why isn't she dead? Or, you know what I mean? If she was lying, why hasn't anyone sued her?
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if she was lying, they would have sued her. They would have said something. They would have brought her to court, give her a cease and desist or something. Why has she not been sued? You know why? Because I think she's telling the truth. I think she's telling the truth. And there's a video with Damon Dash where he's talking about it, and he says that same thing. He said, you know, people talk about Jaguar White, but if she was lying, if she wasn't telling the truth, then why isn't anybody suing her? Because
You're
I
right.
would be.
Defamation of character.
100%. You know, Jay-Z and them have kept quiet. And they had another woman on, and this is, I was glad she came on because Vlad came on, said that about Jaguar, and then she said this about Vlad.
Vulture who takes from the black.
Hold on.
I also want to address Mr. Vlad, who I know to be a culture vulture, who takes from the black community and doesn't give back and puts artists in situations where then they are indicted by the police. And he's very much so what we call police type investigation in the black community. And for him to repudiate what Mrs. Wright has said, I thought was completely out of line. He can say he doesn't agree, which is fine. But for him to be someone who constantly uses the black community and uses them as a means for his platform, I thought that was very inconsiderate and unprofessional.
I was like, yes, because I've been hearing people say that shit about Vlad for years, right? Saying that, you know, he gets people on there to platforms to talk about the negativity and all the stuff in the rap game, and some of them have got charges from it. So I was glad someone called him out on that shit too. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't know if I believe every single thing Jaguar Wright says, but she has been talking this stuff for a long time. There's her, there's Gene Deal, right? There's other people that have come out and said pretty much the same things, at least about Jay-Z. So when she was calling Jay-Z a trafficker 2 years ago, and we did that story, and then 2 years later he gets charged for trafficking, it's got to be some kind of truth to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, for me personally, I'm just like, man, I don't know when this is gonna go to trial, but whenever it does, I'm pretty sure probably going to be watching it. And yeah, I'm really hoping that if he's guilty of all the things he's guilty of, he goes to jail. But my question to you guys is, why is it that whenever we get some money, this is what happens? Is it because we think we're untouchable and we do this, or is it because people are trying to take us down because we get too powerful?
Well,
What do you think?
you know, I think just based on what's his name's character, Diddy's character, it's not hard to believe the shit that he's being accused of is true. You know, he looks cynical. you have to be somewhat ruthless in that industry. And to be as big as he was, I can only imagine how ruthless he was. And now a lot more truth's going to come to light. And if she's lying, the proof's in the pudding. We'll see. Because we're going to find out.
100%. And JG, what do you think?
You know, I think a lot of times we forget where we come from, and we forget how quickly that fall can come after the rise. Um, I think that a lot of times, oh man, we tend to align ourselves with people that really don't mean us any good, but only they give us some rope to get to a certain level that helps them, but then we don't get out in time, or we just get influenced so much that we just get enamored by, man, the glitz, the glam, the money, and it becomes a drug, and we just can't get out. Right? You know, Godfather 3, Mike Corleone said, every time I try to get out, they pull me right back in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Diddy, I mean, his Jay-Z, R. Kelly, you know, if anybody has dreams of aspirations of getting to those levels, like Cat Williams said in the Pimp Chronicles by Michael Jackson, remember, to them, you still a nigga at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So as quickly as you rise up, that will let you know who you are, bring it right back down.
Yep.
But you see, here's the thing though, right? Because, and I know I've said it, and I think we all said it, that we'd probably be like saints if they gave us that type of money, right? Granted, probably not. But I don't think, oh, at least I know the stuff that these guys do, like, wouldn't even be a thought to me, right? Because I'm more about keeping my money and keeping my ass out of jail than to actually worrying about I'm the man and I gotta have all this power and I can get people to do whatever I want to. And but do you think you have to have that type of attitude to get to the levels they got to?
I think so.
Hmm.
Because again, like I said, the industry is very ruthless, and if you're not, then you don't hear about these people.
Yeah, I agree, JG.
That's a good question. I agree with what Roberto said. You know,
Because at the same time, right? Like Russell Simmons supposedly is in Bali because of some sexual allegations, right? Diddy is going through the stuff that he's going through. R. Kelly went through what he went through. Now we have allegations of Jay-Z. I'm like these are powerful people who made a lot of money that had a lot of people looking up to them, and now they're just being taken down because maybe they couldn't control their shit. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? Especially when you are someone who came from nothing, right? These guys came from pretty much nothing and broke the odds and beat, like, not just broke the odds, shattered the odds. Diddy had the number one label for how long? You know what I mean? R. Kelly was the number one R&B artist for how long? And then 20 years later, we learn that they're pieces of shit and they're all going to jail or they're all going to have some kind of scandal on them. And it's just disappointing. You know what I mean? It's
well,
disappointing.
I know with Diddy, I've always heard that he was a piece of shit, but the thing that really did it for me was when he had that making the band thing he did. He made him go out and get some cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude is an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. And Jay-Z, the way you did Dame Dash, bro.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Man, I wouldn't trust him to hold my pencil. Like, literally, that these guys, at the same time, you know, we have this. I'm just speaking about black people as a whole, not everybody. We have this tendency that when we get to a certain level, we shit on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We shit on our own, right? You look at
Mm-hmm.
everybody else; they don't do that, but we tend to do it too a lot. And I just don't get it. Maybe because I'm not in that level, I'll never understand it. But still, it makes no sense. Now, look at the position you're in. Look at the position Cosby was in. R. Kelly,
Facts.
Russell Simmons. Now you need us to back you up. Do why?
Facts. I don't know, man. To me, it's just like it's either, we don't go out in the way that we're supposed to go out as, high celebrities. You have some that do, but it seems like the top guys are into some crap. And I think they're encouraged to be that way. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that Diddy was doing, Jaguar Wright said he was groomed, he was taught from people to be that way. I believe that. I believe he was told by maybe Clive Baker or these up higher ups. Oh yeah, man, you guys are doing so great. You're gonna be untouchable one day. You know what I mean? You'll be able to get away with murder. And probably went to his head and yeah, Puffy decided, I think I could get away with murder. And now the
Hmm.
chickens are come home to roost because now you going to jail and you're probably never gonna get out. Ever.
There's no
Facts.
problems about it.
Facts. So it's kind of messed up to think about, man. But at the end of the day, you reap what you sow, right?
Hmm.
How
So,
many people are celebrating?
oh, did he? A lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But you also have to ask this question, Roberto. How many people are shitting bricks?
Just as much, if
Facts.
not more. You didn't see
That's
I
all
true.
agree.
those CEOs suddenly started resigning as
Yeah,
soon
yeah.
as Diddy shit was broadcasted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a coincidence.
And if you probably look again, they probably ain't even in America anymore. They gone, right? Because they
Yeah.
were smarter than Diddy than to stay, because he should have been gone too. And I'll never stop saying that. Your ass should have went. You should have been smart enough to take that money that you had and bounce to Bali and be chilling with Russell Simmons right now. But nope,
Hmm. A lot
cockiness.
of these high profile names that's been known to be on those lists, who are usually outspoken, they are quiet,
Mm-hmm.
very quiet. Nobody's saying
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm. 100%. You know why? Because they don't want to support Diddy, but they know if they condemn him, oh yeah,
Hmm.
all right, you know what? I got some stuff to tell you guys. Can I get an FBI agent in here, please?
Yep.
You
That's
know,
why if I'm Diddy, I'm singing. Everybody's going down.
facts.
Everybody.
Facts, 100. Especially all those motherfuckers that enabled me and allowed me to do that shit for how many years? Because at the end of the day, right? Like Jaguar said, it's been 20 years. Everybody knew, right? Everybody knew. They've heard the rumblings, they heard the talking, they knew what went on at Diddy parties. You know what I mean? So everybody knew. And everybody turned a blind eye to it and didn't say nothing, you know? So
Hmm.
they should all get cleansed. Trust me.
What do you
And I
think
think,
about that LeBron clip I sent you?
which one?
I think it's Doctor,
The which one?
Dr.
where,
Umar.
where LeBron's live on
Oh,
live chat with Diddy, and he's like, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party."
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
Diddy's
mm-hmm,
like, "Yeah, yeah," you know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You see
Yeah, he's
here,
the one, the quiet ones I'm talking about.
You know, I think he's mega protected.
of course, of course. But again, right? And I'm gonna say this because a lot of people have said it that there's the Diddy parties and there's the Diddy parties. So I don't know if LeBron James was actually at the Diddy parties, but at the end of the day,
Guilty by
it would
association.
it yeah, that too, and it wouldn't surprise me, right? It would not surprise me if some of these guys, hey yo LeBron, yo, I got these fine escorts coming in, one from Brazil, you gotta see this girl, boy. Ooh, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I'll stick around for a bit, you know what I mean? And because they're escorts or whatever, hey, you see my man LeBron over there, go show him a good time, you know. They're gonna go show him a good time. So at the end of the day, I think, like I said, a lot of people are really crapping themselves. And I do think that, you know, some of these videos or some of these named celebrities, they said pharmaceutical companies. They talked about all these kind of companies that were involved in all of this stuff with Diddy. So it's going to be interesting to see how they put this case together.
Hmm.
I am definitely interested to see what's going on there. But guys in the chat, or anybody watching in the replay, let me know what you guys think. How many years do you think Diddy is going to get? Do you think he's going to sing like a bird and expose the whole music industry? Because that would be something. That would be something. So let me know what you guys think. Next topic we are going to get into is, I wanted to talk about this because one of my good friends actually lives in, well, he came back to Montreal, but he lives in Lebanon, and he had to come here. His wife is still over there in Lebanon because I guess he's trying to get her over here now. But Israel is bombing Lebanon. And before I get into my thoughts, because I haven't talked to you guys about it, what do you think about what's going on, Roberto?
Well, it's a little bit more to it than Israel's bombing Lebanon, because I don't think Israel's at war with the Lebanese people. They're at war with the people that are basically running Lebanon, the same people that were running Palestine. These are terrorist groups. But like you said, you're just starting it up. So before I speak my piece, that's my intro.
Yeah, JG?
Man, this personally, I think Israel's trying to expand their power as much as they can, and probably using the Hamas thing or terrorist thing as a front. Because I mean, technically, they helped create the Hamas technically to fight off the. I forgot the group. What was it? I forgot the name of the group that was before Hamas. Like Yasser Arafat was the guy in control, and then they technically helped create Hamas to fight him off. Now Hamas is kind of backfired on them. But yeah, I really think that Israel's expanding their influence and their power, and I don't think there's any stopping them because we're not going to stop them.
Right.
So that's my
you
opinion.
were and that's cool. So Roberto's right. I guess they are going for some terrorists that are hiding out in Lebanon or whatever. But my problem is this started with Hamas. The terrorists that they're hunting in Lebanon are not Hamas. There's something totally different. So I'm like, how did it go from Hamas to these terrorists in Lebanon? Right? Did I miss something? Or have I not been following? At the same time, I do think I agree with JG a bit where it's like they're trying to establish the power, right? Now, Iran ended up bombing Israel, and that's in defense of Lebanon, right? So we are on the verge of one hell of an all-out war going on. How far it's going to extend, I don't know yet, but I feel like if that happens, I think other countries are going to be like, you know what? We're going to support this, we're going to support that, we're going to support that, and it could be the start of World War III. That's how I see this. What's going on? That's like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like my boy was here, right? And he was like, "Oh, you know what? I miss my wife. I'm gonna go back to Lebanon." Boom, went back to Lebanon, right? And he had a remote job from here, so he was working at home in Lebanon, but he was working. And then I heard about the bombings, and I messaged him, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm back here in Montreal. I'm trying to get a place, blah blah blah, and working on getting his papers, his wife, his papers, so that she could come here." You know what I mean? And it's kind of messed up because I'm like, man, that's this guy's home. He was trying to go home, and you know what I mean, and can't even go home because there's always these threats of wars. But your thoughts, Roberto?
For me, what's disturbing is that, if you look upon it, maybe yes, that is their goal. Maybe that's Netanyahu's goal to expand Israel's reach. But the thing that for me makes me say, I would go through anything to eliminate someone who's telling me in my face that until they're dead, they will not rest until I'm dead. These threats have been openly made over and over and over. What is it? There's Hamas and the other one, like you said. I forget who the Palestinians are, but Hamas is with Lebanon, right?
No, Hamas is with the Palestinians. The Lebanon one is, it starts with an H2. I just can't remember the name
Yeah,
right
I
now.
can't
It's
think of
slipping my mind. Yeah.
Whoever. They retaliated because of the Palestine thing, because they're both terrorist groups. And I think, like I said before, the main goal is for the Arab nations to provoke Israel to the point where they all get involved and the world turns against them. Because what better way to have the people you want eliminated gone if the whole world turns against them? Innocent people should not die in any war. I said that, Anzo. I'm not justifying what Israel's doing at all. But at the same time, if you're fighting people who aren't fighting fair, at what point is your retaliation justified?
See, JG, your thoughts?
Yeah, Roberto does make a really good point. But the thing is, when it comes to war, what's fair, right? When you back people into a corner so much, what are they supposed to do, right? And again, I know people who are Jewish. I know people who are Palestinian. Um, I know one guy is Israeli, and I mean, I have friends from everywhere, right, from all walks of earth. So I don't want to do the whole who's better, who's worse thing. But yeah, man, it's tough because Roberto's right. It's like if your company saying I'm going to blow you up and do this and do that to you, what I have to come at you, right? I have to defend myself any way I can.
Like, sorry to cut you off, JG, but even
And you
a ceasefire, what sense does that make? You're going to stop for a day or two, and then those 2 days are over, and they go back to wanting to eliminate me.
You're right.
So what does a ceasefire do?
That's why I say I agree with you because it's like, man, this is a group of people who are not going to stop.
Exactly.
Like I have to defend myself, but at the same time, it's like, man, I keep
It's
getting back
dirty.
into a corner. It's dirty. I mean, if I keep getting back into a corner, further and
War is not
further.
what it used to be, JG.
But
there's no tribunals for war crimes, or else Putin would be facing that shit. Even if Putin's justified in Ukraine breaking a treaty that they made, innocent people do not need to die. You need to strategically go after military, and once the military is taken down, then you have control of the country. But you don't kill innocent people. They have absolutely nothing to do with it.
I agree. And here's the thing. So I get it, right? People threatening you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you're getting your land taken away from you, when they're cutting off your water supply, when they're cutting off your food supplies, right? This is all of the stuff that they did to the Palestinians. The only way to get back at them is to fight, right? Because at the end of the day, if we sit there, and I say this all the time because it comes to the same thing with racism, instead of sitting there and saying, let's just ignore it and live with it, no, you got to fight back. And that's what it ended up happening.
We do, Anzo. We fight back to get our freedom, our justice. We don't fight back to kill all white people.
Yeah, but I know
there's extreme fucking ideologies, and that ideology is extreme. That's why I can't support that shit.
Yeah, but I don't think, and I think that's a narrative where it's like, oh, that's what they put out there, is that they want to kill all white people.
I'm sorry. That's not a narrative that they want to kill all Jews. They say it live on TV.
I mean, I've seen some of those videos, but
we will not. We will. It's in their prayers. We will not rest. I don't know what they say. From this part of Israel to that part of Israel is wiped out. We will not rest. It's in their prayers.
Right, because that, and again, that's
fight for your freedom. Yes, I won't argue with you.
Well, that's the extreme. That's not the Quran.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. But that's a small majority of terrorists, right? Like the whole country is not a terrorist country, right? This is what they're trying to make it seem like, right? They're making it seem like. Well, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm saying it's unfortunate that these countries are ran by terrorist groups. They're not all terrorists. You don't think there's Palestinians that want to get rid of Hamas?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
there's
And don't get
Lebanese.
and
I'm telling you, I
yeah,
guarantee there's
yeah, one hundred
Lebanese
percent.
who want their people out of there.
Yeah, 100%. I get it. 100%. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. There are people that condemn Hamas whatsoever, what they've done, whatever, right? But these people
The
were
hummus.
also
They love their hummus. It's Hamas.
Hamas, that's it.
Get
but
rid
we
of
gotta
hummus? Are you crazy?
we gotta remember that these people that they're calling terrorists weren't terrorists when they were working for the Israels or when they were working for the US. They weren't terrorists then, right? But now you want to go and take their land and you want to go and do this. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if we were still in slavery, wouldn't you want all white people dead?
No, I want them gone. Like, leave and give me back my shit, and I'll go about my life. I don't need you dead. That's
But that's been tried, Roberto. It didn't
huh?
work.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
been
Like
tried. It didn't work.
as a
Yeah,
slave, we're
but
walking
yet
around.
did we come to just want to kill all white people? If
I'm talking
someone
about
was,
between
if
Israel and Palestine. They've done those talks, right? And it was Israel was willing to give them a certain amount. So I can't remember what it was, but the Palestinians said no. Remember Django? Like, hey, he don't want the niggas you don't want to. He don't want the niggas you want to sell. He want the niggas you don't want to sell. I don't want
Hmm.
what you're going to give me. I want what you don't want to give me,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And so it's this is a war that's not going to end.
No,
This is a never
I've
ending war.
always said that, JG.
it's funny, right? Because these kind of wars have been going on for years. It's just now it's really escalated to the boiling point that it has escalated to now. But let's not act like war in Lebanon and all these countries weren't going on for years, because they were.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Bilal would tell me all the time, like that's why he didn't like to be there, because it's always war, constant war, constant
Lebanon
war,
used to
constant.
be such a beautiful country,
One
Anzo.
hundred percent.
Fact,
One
fact.
hundred percent. You know what I mean? I'm sure all these other countries out there probably used to be beautiful countries
Destroyed
as
by
well,
war.
destroyed by war, constant war. And at the end of the day, I listen, I get it. A lot of American, Canadian, all these countries are not getting involved. And I don't think maybe they should get involved either. But at the same time, there has to be some sort of diplomatic way to settle this issue. Because if not, it's going to go on for years. It's already been 2 years, right? Since and it's funny because when you think about it, it started off with Russia and Ukraine. Then we got Israel and fucking Palestine. Now we got Iraq and Israel, right? So more countries are getting involved in this war. What do you think's gonna happen?
Don't
You
forget North
think
Korea sitting out there chilling. They on war
that's
too.
that's what I'm saying? You think North Korea and these other countries aren't gonna decide to get involved too? What are we doing here?
For me, I think it's China is the
China,
biggest fear
absolutely,
because they
absolutely.
just
China,
look
Russia,
for
and North Korea
opportunity,
together.
man. They
Woo.
look for pure opportunity.
100%. 100%. And if you think that opportunity is, listen, America, right, has been sending over weapons to these countries. What do you think and I get it, they're probably sending over their extras or whatever, because I know America has one of the top military armies in the world. But at the same time, when you sending assets over to other wars constantly, you're depleting the assets that you have at home. I don't think Russia's sending any assets to or not Russia, but China or North Korea. I don't think they're sending any assets over to these countries.
If I'm not mistaken, I think China was offering to help Russia
At one
Yeah, they're
point, I
like
think they were
they're in
because
too.
their
Russia
close.
was being cut off by everybody.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, I believe at one
You
point
got
they were
Russia, North
too.
Korea. They're pretty close.
Yes.
North Korea in the African country, I believe, is
Them mofos
one of
are
the African countries.
so fucking advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The
China?
Saudi. Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my
China
god.
has the manpower. Russia has the weapon power. They get together, everybody's done. Everybody's done.
Bruh. It's crazy, right? And we sitting here on YouTube, we can see this shit, right? We can see what is going on with the world today, right? We can see it like these wars are just escalating more and more and more every year, right? If you think, and I was watching today the news where they were having like the UN conference, and they seem desperate to get a ceasefire, right? They seem like we need to do something to stop it. Why do they see it? Because they can see what's coming in the future. And what's coming in the future, I believe, is like Nadia said, what's up? China patiently waiting in the background,
Of
right?
course.
Like, yeah, they're being smart.
Why you think China has been buying up all of Africa for?
They're buying everywhere.
Mhm. Dude, Africa,
They're buying
Jamaica, you
everywhere,
name it, they
Anzo.
are everywhere. Everywhere.
Why? Why you think they're doing that? Because they're strategic. That's the word I'm looking for.
I think you guys
Strategic.
put some rhymes there for a minute.
But you know what
Oh
I'm
shit, that was funny.
but you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, if things don't get better, and I don't see them getting better, because I'm watching that Mitt Romney guy or whatever the hell his name is, and he said just today, the Iraq bombing them, they are going to put a hurting on Iraq. That's what his words were today. He said, we are going to get them and they are going to hurt. So, yeah. I said, America about to be hurt if they don't pay those longshore horsemen on strike. Facts,
Same
100%.
thing's happening here, Nadia. They're on
Russia would
strike in the
nuke us.
ports, losing money big time daily.
Yep. Shifty said Russia would nuke us and China would send in drones. They got millions of drones just from watching those drone shows with the dragons and whatnot. Yeah, of course, 100%. And the way they had those drones synchronized. Now I seen a drone show here in Montreal. They did one here. Wasn't as elaborate as the one in China, but the way they had those drones synchronized. Oh yeah, 100%.
And so they probably got those fucking mosquito drones. Shit just fly by your temple, explode, you're dead.
I'm sitting there and I'm watching the news, man, and I'm just seeing like these missiles from Iraq just hitting. Now they did stop a lot of the missiles, but a lot of them got through, and they said there wasn't that many casualties. But their retaliation, I don't think Iraq is going to be able to handle. Not to mention the fact that they say Iraq has a nuclear missile or has nuclear
No,
capabilities.
Iran.
Iran has nuclear capabilities.
But pound for pound, Israel has the strongest army, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%. But they just need to send one nuke over there. You know
But
what I mean?
that's what the world doesn't want.
I know. And if you think, right, you said earlier that they're all terrorists, and if you think they're terrorists and they ain't scared to die, then they will send a nuke, which will make Israel send one.
I don't know why the fucking world is playing blind to Iran. Giving these
Facts.
guys a chance. These guys are the biggest supporters of terrorist groups all around the world, and you allow them to come up with nuclear capability. You have them and North Korea.
You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting here and it's hey man. I'm about to go and build a bunker somewhere and live
Well,
over.
that would be a fucking good show, Anzo, because a lot of bunkers are being built, if you haven't noticed.
Oh, 100%.
Have you seen some of these bunkers?
I haven't seen any,
Yep.
but
Elaborate.
These guys plan on being down there a very long time.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Bill Gates' bunker, holy etched.
So here's my thing, though. I get it. You building a bunker, right? If there's a nuclear war, you're not getting out of that bunker. You're done, right?
But you're
Because
done on
it's
your terms.
yeah, but how would you feel being locked up in a bunker for the rest of your life?
Man,
I feel like
if I had Bill Gates' bunker, I think I could do it. Give me some
hold
inflatables.
on. Let me see if I can find it.
Give me
Because
some,
at the end of the day,
you need entertainment. That's all you really need. You know, you have a fucking. I know Nzo. If I build him a fucking 2 football field thing of marijuana growing on the regular, Nzo ain't coming out.
no, I can't do it though, bro.
Yeah, man, those nukes come down. He think he farted. He be so high.
Nah, man, I can't do it, man. Because for me,
you got to see it. We're not talking a little cave.
Yeah, I know, but no matter how big you make it, I'm locked in, and that's where my claustrophobic comes in. You know what I mean?
So you can't go in a shopping center?
I can, but I can get out of a shopping center. But if you put me in a shopping center
it's just
where
a thought.
Right, if you put me in a shopping center or something where I can't
you could get
out of,
but that would be the last time you go out, sir.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I can tell you.
I know.
You can leave Nzo, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I know. So for that fact, I'd feel like I'm in.
So you'd rather just be there and just get the nuke and get it.
I'm going down with the planet. I'm going down with the planet because here's the question, right? So let's say, it's like, hey, we created this Earth on Mars, right? Elon Musk plan created Earth on Mars, right? Planets going to shit. You guys, he gives you the opportunity to go to Mars. You go to Mars?
Yep.
Wow. Roberto, you go to Mars?
If I don't have to be a billionaire, hell yeah.
You're not getting me on a shuttle. I'm not doing it. You are not getting me on a shuttle and out in space. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You just fucking inject that thing in his left arm. By the time he wakes up, he's on Mars. That's what's happening.
That's what you would have to do to get me.
But that's what will happen. Nzo, do you want to live? I do, but inject them. That's it.
You better, because if that's the case, I'm going down with the planet. You know what I mean? And don't let me wake up in the middle of the flight. Oh no! Do not make me wait. You better have another one to get me out right away.
Be on standby with that needle right there in your arm. Let your eyelash move.
Nadia said, "Nope." Yeah, I feel you. I'm going down, man. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to live forever, but if there's an opportunity to live longer, why wouldn't you?
Because
I didn't create this fucking destiny. I didn't go out there and provoke people to want to create a nuclear bomb and fucking blow up the world, thinking they're coming back.
So you're saying, why do you have to suffer?
This is it.
No, I feel you. It's just for me, like, I know with my claustrophobia, like,
Little man like that too?
No, he's not like
good. That. Lucky guy.
I know when he went on the plane for the first time, he didn't like it. He said he don't want to go back on a plane.
That's pretty common, Nzo. I'm not a fan of flying either.
But I think if he had to, he probably would. But he said he's not going on a plane again.
I am probably the only guy who's looking left and right almost the whole flight.
I wouldn't blame you. And don't put me on a window seat. Don't do that.
I'm always by the wing.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see that shit shaking. I closed the fucking screen. Wife wants it open. You know?
Yeah, I know people that love to fly, bro. It's like, oh my God, I fly. Like, nah, sir. If we were meant to fly, God would have gave us wings. Shifty said, instead of Mars, why aren't they building underwater utopias? Let's live under the sea. So here's
hell no. Hell no.
No. Hell no.
All it takes is one little puncture and we all dead. Nope.
Every fucking movie you see with some kind of underwater, that shit cracks. Fuck that.
But you'd rather take your chance of getting a shuttle and
fly. I'd rather disintegrate in a shuttle than drown.
Yes.
That shit is poof and it's over. Drown is you know what? You try to survive when you know you can't. Fuck that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry, man, from Atlantis, but that shit ain't for me.
And to be honest with you, like, if if there's a nuclear war, there's no living under the sea because the water is going to boil to the extent of
Yeah,
lava,
yeah,
into
yeah.
lava. You know what I mean? So that ain't happening. And then let's say you happen to do that, right? And you build a whole community, right, where they can live for centuries. They can live long enough under the water, right, for um for the planet, the atmosphere to clear up and everybody to be able to go back on Earth. But the water turned into fucking hardened now, so it's like rock, right? So you couldn't even get out if you wanted to because you'd have to drill through this molten lava. So you'd be stuck down there for the rest of your life. No, century, no. Mm-mm. Listen, I just hope they're smart enough to not escalate this to where it is because we've been having threats of this war now for almost 3 years, 2 years now. And if it escalates any further, I think we're all going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all going to be in trouble. And I ain't ready to go yet. I'm sorry, but I ain't ready to go yet. I am not ready to go yet. And I am not ready to go because some fucking people can't get their shit together. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shit that has nothing to do with us. We just trying to live our own lives, but because these countries fighting over shit that I don't even care about. You know what I mean? Hey, let's go to get these countries because we need the oil. Wait, we can't find other means of survival without oil?
But not only that, we're gonna end up sending them some fucking money.
And
Take care of our shit.
Facts.
Take care of other people's shit.
Facts. 100%, bro. 100%. It's just unbelievable the things that are going on. You know what I mean? And we're going to get into the next topic because we have two presidential candidates who don't seem to give a fuck about what's going on.
But it's funny we're getting on this topic because I think there's a fucking playbook.
Go ahead.
Basically, the playbook is you could say and do whatever you want to get elected. But once you get elected, here's how it goes. You have to fund the military. Yeah? Where are you getting it from? Education. Where are you getting it from? Healthcare. Fuck that shit. You're going to fund the military because we always got to protect our shit. Take care of the streets. Yeah, we'll get there when it happens. That's what's fucking going on. Because no matter who gets in there, they have to follow something that majority of the people don't like to not get them in there again.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Those fucking presidents that come along or prime ministers that come along and do for the people, that is not part of the plan anymore, man.
Well, it
used to be Nzo. We used to have a mayor here that we loved. Montreal was happening. Canada was happening. Our healthcare, we never complained about doctors. Everything was fucking good, yo. Maybe our dollar was weak, but then again, sometimes it's strong. That's the battle we had with our partners, right? But it was never like this, yo.
Oh,
this is some fuck. Listen, guys, our city has been around for a long time, but if you come and visit us, you think we just built it and we're still building it. There is fucking you can't go 500 feet without seeing a pylon or a fucking street that's closed because of construction. And you know what all this shit's happening for? This woman's building bike paths in a city that has maybe 3 to 4 months of bike path weather. She's spending millions and millions of dollars to fucking make a 3-lane street into a 1-lane street, making streets where people could park in front of their house and take their groceries out. They can't park on their street anymore because it's a fucking bike lane that people cannot even ride on for 6 months to 7 months of the year.
It's funny because they did that to a street over here, right? It used to be a 2-way street. Now it's a 1-way street. And they have these pylons to where people can't actually park next to the sidewalk. They have to park in the pylons. You know what I mean? So
this is all having to do with these fucking people we put in power. And now we have these two clowns who are not talking about any agendas. about what they could do to make the country better. They just insult each other.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Facts.
black. You're a criminal. You like hoes. You're like Biden. You're the same people.
You slept your way to the top. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
then you have the two vice president clowns doing a fucking what is that? Oh my god.
Hold on. Nadia said relief for hurricane victims. Where it at though? Yeah, exactly.
They're not
Right?
getting it. They're not getting it. They're not doing anything.
But yet you
Right?
sending
Like I
money
said,
to
neither
these
one of
other
these
countries
motherfuckers I want in there. Neither one of them.
doing nothing, right?
Nothing.
And if you seen the hurricane, I was like, yo, that's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? I seen people with their the windows closed and water. Yo, it was crazy, bro.
Yo, that what happened to Florida, North Carolina. Wow. I feel for you people, man. Really do, because that's like end of world shit, man.
You know what I mean? And like you said, you got two clowns now that really, like Roberto said, they just going back and forth. You know, you watch the debate and they both were actually dodging questions, right? They both were dodging
Facts.
questions, right? But then you have one who's sitting there saying Haitians are eating cats and dogs, you know what I mean? And putting those kind of narratives out there. And it's just, to me, it's like a soap opera, not a soap opera, but it's like a drama that I'm watching on TV when it comes to you guys' election. You know what
That
I
is
mean?
even good. It's like a weak comedy.
Facts. Because I know more about the American politics than I do about Canadian crap right now. You know what I mean? Because that's all you guys see. And it's just funny to hear, you know, one side dissing one side and then the other side coming back and countering and saying it's unbelievable. Fox News, CNN, all of these news channels and all of these, it's absolutely atrocious, bro.
You know, it's the saddest, Onzo. Be it it's a Republican policy or a Democratic policy. If it's good for the people, amazing for the people, if the other party has power, they actually ban this fucking policy just because it's the other people putting it there.
Yeah.
Not because it will do good for the people. That on its own just shows me that this is a farce, man. This is pure bullshit. And then you hear all these things that we pay taxes on. We basically pay to live.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
All government related. Government.
I'm
I'm not anti-government, but I can understand why someone would be.
You go to the store, you're taxed on the food, right? You're taxed on your paychecks when you get paid. And then if you file your taxes and owe money, you got to pay more taxes. Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? And the price of inflation is not mean. And here's the thing, right? And this is where it goes into the politics too, because it's always one side blaming the other side. And there was one woman that came out and asked the question, and she said, you know, is it just an American thing or is it a global thing? It's a global thing, guys. It's not just an American thing because our food prices and inflation over here are just as high, if not higher, because we pay two taxes than anywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's a worldwide thing. When you go to a store, when I go to the store and I can only buy, well, I mean I can buy more, but I'm not paying that much. But if I want a steak, I gotta pay $20 for a steak. Yes, 100%. Because that shit pisses me off, bro.
It is what it is. That's what I say regarding that. But
pisses me
what
off.
kills me is I don't think there's a 1.5 for rent that's under $1,000 a month. But yet I see minimum wage is still $15.
Yeah.
I don't know how you survive at $20 an hour, let alone $15 an hour, having all these necessities you need in life now, like a cell phone, electricity, Wi-Fi, a bus pass if you don't have a car, gas if you have a car, insurance. How the fuck is $20 an hour taking care of all of that?
Most of
Rent.
the time, it doesn't.
Mm.
Most of the time, what happened to Roberto? I just heard something, and then all of a sudden,
I heard
it
rent,
just
and that was it.
yeah. And I have him in there, but it's like there's okay. He had to probably go out and come back in. All right, but yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like to me when I sit there, and I know, rent and stuff like that is expensive too. Um, it's just weird. JG, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, $20 an hour where I am, you can do okay. If you know how to manage your money and not go crazy spending money on means you don't need. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the grand scheme of things, man, it's even if you raise it 10%, 15%, or whatever they're talking about, it's almost like you're still making the same amount of money because taxes are going up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, people will throw numbers and percentages at you, making it seem like, oh, how much better it's gonna be. No, it's the same stuff, dealing with the same things, right? And like you were saying about Trump and Kamala, both of them are dodging questions. If I hear Kamala talk about her middle class, staying with her mom, sister, whatever, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm sick of hearing that same story. If I hear Trump talk about some ducks and shit again, I'm gonna go crazy. Like stick to what people need to worry about. Economy. Right? We got freaking in Chicago, you got stories of Chicago gangs and the Venezuelan gangs about to have all out war inside the cities. Right? We got people who can't afford to buy groceries for the family because it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We got better. You got like we talked earlier. We got World War III looming. We need funding for the hurricane victims. We need funding for everything. It's these next 4 years are going to decide the downfall of America, which is already starting, or the rise of America.
Facts.
And I'm sorry to say, I don't think either one of these candidates can do it. Neither one of them can do it. You look at Trump's agenda and everything he's doing. Look at what Kamala wants to do. It's the same thing Biden was doing, right?
Yep.
So I mean, if we're saying what we're going through now is shit, and if you're doing the same thing Biden was doing, that means you're probably gonna be shit too, right?
Pretty
If
much.
you look at what Trump wants to do, if you think it's shit, then it's dude, it's almost time to move the country out
But here's
because
the
it's
thing.
ridiculous.
You are correct. Like certain places you live, you could probably live off of $20 an hour, right? Depends on where you live. I know where me and Roberto live here in Montreal, West Island, whatever. Yeah, that would almost be impossible.
Hmm.
I'm not saying you can't do it. You probably could, but you ain't indulging in weed smoking. You know what I mean? That's cut off,
Hmm.
right? Because that's money you can't spend. You better not be a cigarette smoker because then you'll save money there as well. You better not be an alcoholic because then that's more money there, right? So you basically have to make sure that you probably eating craft dinner and stuff. But because Roberto's right. Like, so for example, um, my hydro bill is about 120 a month. My cell phone is $170 a month.
How much fucking gigs you got?
50.
Nzo, are you paying for more than one person?
No, but I upgraded my phone. I have the iPhone 16.
Yeah, but that's okay. I don't know what the plan is with that because I have 200 gigs of data and I pay 120.
Yeah, but oh, cause it's okay. So my plan is only $40, but I'm also
Okay.
paying for the phone
Paying
too,
off that
right?
phone that costs
Yeah, yeah,
$6,000.
yeah.
Fuck.
6 grand,
I'm just
17,
joking, man. I'm joking,
1700.
man.
Oh no, six. Yeah, yeah, something like that. To be honest with you,
Because
right?
when you break down the payments over 2 years, you're like, how much does this fucking phone cost,
Yeah,
man?
yeah. Phone's about 1,700 plus taxes, and you know our taxes. Anyway, so
Hmm.
there's that. Then you got the little streaming services that you want to watch. You got internet service that you got to pay for, right? So yeah, if you really think about it. Now, again, personally, when it comes to the internet stuff, I have like a high one because I do YouTube, right? So that's why the pictures in. I think Roberto, you still have Videotron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the Videotron, which is healers, which isn't bad. You know what I mean? For what we get for it, it isn't bad
It's
at
the
all.
bomb compared to Bell.
Yeah, exactly. And the other
Remember back in
companies,
the day, I was doing this show, I'd be disappearing like 6-7 times a night.
100%.
I was like JG, yo. Yep.
Yeah, for real, for real. You know, so yeah, so it's up there. So I can definitely understand. Like most people need to have a roommate to survive now. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have two incomes, yeah, you pretty much struggling. So
Yep.
yeah. But at the end of the day, like I was saying, you know, it's not, and I know they like to use that in the American politics. Well, this is inflation and this is what's going on, but it's a worldwide thing, man. Everybody is struggling right now,
Yeah.
and I think the problem is that these guys are not really focusing on the problems, and they're just focusing on disrespecting each other and buffoonery, basically
See me, I
buffoonery.
would say this. I'm gonna raise minimum wage to $21.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a 4-day work week where it's mandatory you work 10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You still bang out your 40 hours, but you get more time to spend with your family.
Mm-hmm.
That should get me elected quick, right? But then I get inside and then I see, hey, fuck, I can't do that. How am I gonna make all this money to fill all these people's pockets? We
Facts.
gotta get taxes. We get gotta,
Facts.
you know. Then they get reality.
And it's funny too, right? Because you say that. I know there's some European countries that actually have 4-day work weeks,
Yeah,
and it
they
works
do.
wonders.
Yeah.
It
And
works
they're
wonders for them,
living the
right?
life over there.
Right. But when it comes to us, America and Canada, the reason why they'll never do that is because they see the amount of money they'll be losing on
They're
them
not losing
damn
anything,
days.
Nzo. They're not losing anything. You're still doing your 40 hours. You're just doing it in one less day.
Right, but even though you're doing your 40 hours, right? That Friday is still a money day. You know what I mean? For companies, I'm talking, not for us.
I hear
Even
you.
you know what I mean? Even though you're
You're
working
thinking
10
in a
hours.
sales
Yeah,
mentality. It's a money day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, well they work in 10 days, but I'm still losing money because no telling how much I could have brought in on this Friday, even
But
though
think of your production, how it's going to increase now because you're going to get to spend more time with your family, get better rest. Everything is better for you, so your work should be better.
Then I kind of think
100%.
about, will it
Yeah, go
affect
ahead.
overtime? Because a lot of people depend on overtime pay.
You want to do overtime? Come in on Friday.
Yeah, but will companies let us do that? Right? Because
I
if
know
I
me
let,
as a school board,
yeah,
you can't work overtime for nothing.
You see? Mm-hmm.
They say you work this and you work this. You better have a damn good excuse why you're working an hour more.
Really?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
all for it, man. Like, have people work Monday through Thursday, Tuesday through Saturday, maybe offset it.
I would actually love it. I've been talking about this for decades, man. It would be perfect world, a 4-day work week. Balance it
Well,
out a bit. Balance it out, man.
I'm
Hmm.
I'm actually on a 4-day work week now.
How does it feel?
Just started last week. It was good. I mean, it got to the Thursday. It got to the Thursday, and I was at work, and I was like, "Boy, I am so glad that I don't have to go to work
And you
today." You know,
catch a football game when you get
and
home.
right, and tomorrow is my Friday, right? So I do my last day of work, and then boom, I'm good. So far, it's been working out fine. But again, this is only the second week. You know, will I get bored of not working on a Friday? I don't know. I might, but only
I
because I'm
wouldn't.
so. But it's only because I've been so programmed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
Actually, I'd rather work Tuesday to Friday. Give me that Monday off.
Mm.
That's what
I
I
would,
want.
Saturday,
I
Sunday,
would
and
too.
Monday. That's nice.
Get
I
that
would too.
Monday out of my fucking picture.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would agree. I would prefer the Monday off too as well. But Friday was our short day, anyways, right? So we only worked till 3 on
Also,
Mondays.
at this
So
point, I would take a Wednesday I would take any day just to have 4 days of work and 1 day extra of rest. I would do anything.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know if I'd want it in the middle of the week though. You know what I mean? Because you get that day off, and then it's like, oh God, I got to go back to work for 2 days. So I'm good with either a Friday or a Monday. I don't know if I'd want the middle of the week, but I'm good with that. But
No,
yeah,
it's got
like
to
I
be
said,
3 days consecutive. It would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm off, and I
oh no,
work
but no,
Saturday
but
to
right, but
Tuesday.
you no, but you said you wouldn't mind having the Wednesday off too,
Yeah, meaning
right?
that the Wednesday would be the day. So I'd have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm talking 3 days. Now, you think I mean Wednesday off and then
Yeah,
Saturday,
like
Sunday?
talking
No, no, no,
like
no, no.
working Monday,
That's too
Tuesday, then the
complicated.
Wednesday off, then Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I
It's
wouldn't
like
want that. You
striptease
know what I
work.
mean? Right, right. I got you. So you're saying you work
3 days
Thursday,
consecutive off.
Friday, Saturday, right?
I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I work Saturday to Tuesday.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I don't know if I'd want to work on a Sunday though.
I'm just giving you an example that at this point, if I could work
You
a
would take
4 day
it.
week, I would do it just to
Yeah,
try it, you know?
yeah. But I'm saying
Mm,
even if it came to it on a Sunday, football day,
I would. Because Sundays go by so fast from me. It'd be like a breeze.
they do go fast. They do go fast.
Yeah,
But
because
it's
you enjoy everything about that day. Everything,
right
you know, you have
because you
fucking
watch
football from open your eyes till you
Trying to
close
get
it.
out the way for that Monday comes on.
exactly. That's what I'm saying, Roberto. Like, how would you feel if it was on a Sunday where it's like, oh man, Washington's playing the Cowboys today, and
That might be the days I call in sick more often than not, you know? That's, it'd be like, if you haven't noticed, Roberto's been absent every Sunday the whole winter,
you just be glad it's only 6 months, right? They'd
you
be like,
know?
man, during the summertime, Roberto's here every Sunday, but wintertime, this guy takes a lot of Sundays off. I wonder why. Yeah, you know why. You know why. But yeah, that would be a good thing. I think that would be a good thing for people more than not. I think, but I just think companies wouldn't see it that way. You know what I mean? But like you said, Roberto, these politicians they'll promise stuff like that, and like so it's like, oh well, their policies align with what I think, what personal things, right? And then when they get in power, they don't enforce any of those policies that they talked about to get them in power.
It's all bullshit just to get in.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. And I think that we need a party that's just going to keep it real. I think if there was a party that would keep it real, bruh, you know what I mean? It would be a shock at first, and it may take a while for people to catch on. But if you knew that you could vote for someone who is completely honest, wouldn't you want to do that?
But they're not going to give, no
Mm.
one's going to fund your campaign.
Yeah, I know. I
All
know.
the
I
people
know.
that fund the campaign is
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
say, I ain't fucking putting this guy
Yeah,
there. He's
yeah.
going to
Yeah, I
ruin
know.
me.
Yeah. I'm 100%.
He's
100%.
for the people. This guy ain't
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. 100%. 100%. And that's the problem, right?
See, this is why, you know, politicians try and make everybody happy. And those are
Mm-hmm.
the people that you really have to be afraid of.
Facts.
Because who are they being truthful with? You
Mm-hmm.
can't make everybody happy.
Facts.
True.
Facts. 100%. And they try to, right? And it's funny because when they know they get a question that's asked that's not going to, or tick off a certain group, they either avoid it or they talk
Or
about
they go
something else.
fucking robotic. They just freeze.
You know what I mean? Like I'd be more down to vote for someone if they were like, how do you feel about this one? And regardless of what side it pisses off, they say it. And then if they said something that I didn't agree with, right? But I'm like, at least I know you're honest about it. And I may not agree with you on that situation, but I definitely agree with you on this situation. You know what I mean? And I know you're gonna put your actions into work. So I'd be cool with that. It's just that you hear all this rah 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 rah, vote for me, and then you vote for them and nothing happens.
But you see, going back to Trump and Kamala, or Kamala, with these promises. When Trump got elected, didn't he make all kinds of fucking promises and
That
not
never happened.
fulfill them?
Yeah, 100%.
Like now he's saying how he can make peace in the Middle East or he can make peace in Ukraine because he's buddies with Putin. And there was something else he said that it's impossible. If you could do it, why hasn't any other president tried to do it? It's very easily said that I could do things. And you have these gullible people who say, yeah, well, Trump's going to do it. But he can't.
Facts.
He can't do it. What did he fucking say again? He said something like ridiculous that he was going to do if he gets elected.
No, he said something about what was it? No tax on overtime pay or some stuff he said. I remember that he was talking about recently.
Something in regards to that the Democrats are doing.
Bro,
I just fucking lost you there, JG. Oh, you should have said that, man. I would have wasted my time.
Well, did you guys hear this one? Hold on, let me bring it to the beginning.
The liberal left wants to destroy him, and they want to destroy our country. If you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day with the drugstores, as an example, where when they start walking out with, she created something in San Francisco, $950 you're allowed to steal. But they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge, Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say?
Like, did he just ask for a purge? Right? If we just had one violent day for what? Trump calls for one tough, violent day of policing to end crime. So what you want?
What he said.
Go ahead, Roberto.
He made mention of how much money Biden sent to Ukraine, and he said he would put it back in the United States. We're gonna take care of us before we take care of other people. Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, why hasn't any other president or prime minister done that?
Because they can't.
They can't.
You know what I mean?
They can't.
I know. Yeah, they can't. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. Right? There's power-ups and powers and people that fund their campaigns and stuff like that. Won't let that happen, bro. What are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Exactly. I'm just so.
And this ain't the conspiracy show.
Facts. But that's why I don't
the thing
vote,
is,
bro.
Americans. I mean, I'm gonna speak about Americans. We don't read. We don't research. We don't do. We as a whole. I don't say we're dumb.
Look at us on facts.
I mean, I gotta be real. I gotta be real, man.
I don't know if you guys do. I ain't spitting on facts.
I'm telling you, we don't. As a whole, we don't. Right? So if you love Trump, you're gonna believe anything he says. If you love Kamala, you're gonna believe anything she says. Mm-hmm. So nobody's gonna research anything.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta use some common sense. I mean,
we don't have it, Roberto.
That's what I was gonna say, because some things are logically possible and some things are logically impossible. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to fucking graduate from Harvard or some science fucking college to know that can't happen.
Like, for example, Roberto, the wall. Did you really think that Trump was going to be able to build a freaking wall?
No, but if he threw enough of those people who wanted that wall built, that they'll vote for him, and then they'll say, "Oh shit, it wasn't in the budget. If you guys give me the money, I'll build the wall." And then, we have no money. You guys give us $15 an hour. Those are the people.
That's what he said. Mexico was going to build it. He said,
"Yeah, he said they were going to pay for it.
Pay for it.
Yeah, they're going to pay for it." And people ate it up.
Mexican fucking governor just fucking left.
Facts. He did. He said there's no way, right? And that's what I'm saying. But people that love Trump and all this stuff, they believed it, they ate it up, and now we don't have, there's no wall. You know what I mean? I heard, and I'd have to find the clip, right? So, but he was talking about putting a dome over America. Did you hear that?
That dude, man, he watched The Simpsons too much. Look.
A dome like what? Like the dome to block missiles like Israel?
Yes.
Can we breathe in this imaginary dome he's talking about?
Yeah, he was talking about.
Is it going to be some type of solar thing we burn up inside this dome? like a magnifying glass with a magnifying glass over
How the
something and
fuck you
lights
gonna
it.
have a dome to shield the whole of the U.S.?
That's what
I
they.
have no
You think
idea.
other countries that hate us don't want that? Oh, build a dome. Yes, yes, please build one.
And
This
and
dumb bastard, I swear. Look,
and the rockets that they're going to be sending at the U.S., even if the dome picks it off in the air, you guys are still going to feel it down low.
Facts.
These are
False.
nuclear bombs, man. They're not fucking Katusha rockets.
And what are you building the dome out of, right? Because what? So
But the dome is just an anti-missile defense system.
it better be and not just an actual dome, because the way they make it sounds like he's talking about some sort of dome, like
Also,
an
it's
iron dome.
impossible that he
I
could build
know.
an actual dome over the
I
whole United States.
I know.
If they fell for that one, they deserve him as a president.
Facts. Facts.
JG, what's going on down there, man?
Did I not tell you? We
They
don't
handed
read.
out- they
We
handed
don't
out
research.
Kool-Aid?
Dude, we don't research. We don't read. We just whatever somebody tells, we just go with it. There was something that happened. What's about 5, 6, whatever Zach Randolph was last year in Memphis, and before he got traded. On Facebook, someone put out that he's going to pay for everybody's MLGW bill. Right, that's the Memphis Light Gas and Water bill we have. On Facebook, there were over 200, 300, 400 people in line believing it. They had to put a press release saying that Zach Randolph never said that. That's how stupid we are as a country. We are just freaking dumb. We will eat up anything. If it sounds good, we will eat it. That's one of the fattest countries in the world. If you feed it to us, we will eat it.
You know what?
I'm
You
sorry,
got a
America.
point there. You got a point.
I
I can't really argue with you there. You do got a point because, you know, every time I go to the U.S., I say, man, some of you guys got some big ass people over here, man. Man, also, I went to Disney World. You know those electric cars you see maybe once in a while?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for obese people?
Yeah.
Man, they got a fucking stampede over there, man. They got like fucking hundreds of them.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit.
Tell me, what other country is in line fighting over a Popeye's chicken sandwich, man? Literally fighting over a chicken sandwich.
Facts, bro.
We are freaking stupid.
And let's not talk about your Black Fridays that you used to have over there.
Oh,
I think it's calmed down a lot, but holy moly, bro.
We ain't got no money, that's why.
Those were the best memes, man.
Facts, 100%. But at the end of the day, yeah,
go to a Nike store when Jordan's first release.
Watch your mouth.
You can't get a parking spot. You can't get a parking spot.
Watch your mouth, JG. Yeah. We won't be talking about anybody going to buy Jordans on the first day of the release. All right, we're not gonna be doing that.
Well, I think you order them online, though, right?
No, I've been there the first.
You stood in that line for a release of Jordans?
Well, no, there's never been a line. Like there's never been a line. I walked straight.
See,
into the
y'all
store.
are smart. We're dumb.
We're
gonna be out there like it will be
below
zero. People will be online.
Yeah, no, there's never a line. And even if there was a line, I'll wait. I'm like, I'll get them tomorrow. Ain't nobody. They ain't selling out of this shoe. Have they? Yeah, but it's usually ones I don't want anyway. So, but yeah, no, I'm not waiting in line. But I do agree with you. But I don't think it's just like, you know, I don't want to be. I don't want to say it's only Americans. I mean, you guys are.
Yeah.
But there's dumb people all over the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm only speaking about America, right? And we're talking about Trump and Kamala. we would eat up anything. That's why I said if Kamala tells me another story about her and her middle class upbringing, raised by her Indian mother on the top floor of a daycare, I'm gonna lose my shit. She opens up every. So Kamala, what are we gonna do about the economic crisis? When I was a young girl, I lived in the upper. I don't give a fuck about that. What are you going to do? Same thing with Trump. What are you going to do? I don't want to hear about no dome, find out missiles. If we could do that, we would have done it already. Right? And like it's ridiculous. At least the vice president should have had some type of
structure to it. You know
structure,
what I mean?
right?
Yeah. And they didn't seem it just seemed different. You know what I mean? It seemed like two
Mm-hmm.
grown adults at least having a debate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't two grown adults cursing off each other and making fun of each other. It wasn't that. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, what did you think of the VP debate?
I think Vance did a good job of if there were any doubters about him, I think he did what I said that Trump Kamala didn't do, which was if you're undecided, I think Vance got I don't know if he got votes, but his popularity went up because of it. I can't say the same for the other guy. I
Ralph?
think it was a civil debate. I think they both agreed to disagree as adults, right? I think they did talk a lot about policies, even though both of them dance around stuff. I did like the fact that Vance kind of fact checked the fact checkers. Right, that was kind of funny. But yeah, this is an election where I'm basically gonna be voting for the vice president because Trump or Kamala, I don't like either one of them. I just don't.
I don't vote. To me personally, I don't. I it just I feel like when I turned 18, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to vote. Yes, I'm voter now, voter now. And I voted and realized my vote was insignificant. Right? We're not talking about a little town vote where one or two votes, maybe 100 votes makes a difference. Right?
Mhm.
We're talking about millions of people. So my one vote. Now I get it. Oh well, if you think like that and everybody else thinks like that, blah blah blah. Yeah, I get that 100%. But I know for a fact that my vote doesn't mean nothing.
And those
So
who are listening, remember it's in the Constitution. Just because someone has a popular vote, electors don't have to go that way. They can go the opposite direction if they want to. So
oh
when I
yeah,
see
you're
these
talking
polls
about the
about
yeah.
electoral college, so when I see these
Yeah,
polls
yeah.
about, well, Trump's leading here or Kamala's leading there, that don't mean anything.
Facts.
That don't mean anything. Like
That's why
Tennessee, my state, is a
I,
red state regardless.
I don't understand that part of your politics, bro. I don't understand it. It seems like, oh well, the people and the popular vote goes to Kamala, right? But because the electoral college voted for Trump, Trump is the president. What? I don't get it. I don't
Mhm.
understand. We don't. It's not like that here. You know what I mean?
So what does that
It's
mean, JG?
And what happened?
What does that mean
I
with
I think Roberto's as
wait,
confused as I am, right?
Okay. Yeah, so it's like so we have an electoral college, right? And let's say my state, Tennessee, is usually always red. It's probably gonna be red again this election. Let's say the popular vote is for Kamala. Our electors can say, well, we're going for Trump's way. And Trump gets the state of Tennessee because our electors. That's kind of like a narrowed down way of saying it. It's more to it, but and the
So
Constitution states that if Kamala gets a popular vote, she might not necessarily win the election. It doesn't make sense, right? Because it happened before with Gore and Bush, I believe, right? When Gore had the popular vote, but Bush won the election,
mhm,
right? So it's
mhm.
happened many times. It doesn't make sense. That's why a lot of people want to get rid of the electoral college. But if you get rid of the electoral college, those in power won't have power.
But then I'm just like, well, what does your vote mean then if it's the electoral?
Zero.
You see, because and I read and I seen somewhere in a video and they were talking about it briefly, and they say usually why people don't really make a big fuss about it is because usually the electoral college and the popular vote are on par. But it's like there's those one time or a few times where it's not, and that's when it seems very glaring that the popular vote doesn't really matter. I could be wrong
That's what
because I
they
ain't
say.
American, but
That's what they say, but it don't seem that way. Unless people just not going out there and voting like they say they are. I think the votes count mostly with local elections. I think that's where they count the most. But as far as federal stuff, yes.
I'm gonna see if
So
I can
that's
find
saying that if you
something.
don't vote, you're wasting your vote. You might be wasting it either way. But at least you have a voice when you vote and say, "Hey, this is why I voted for this. This is why I voted for that. Instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm not going to vote for either anything," because it's everyone has their own opinion. Everybody has their own reasoning. I'm not going to fault them for it. I can only speak for myself.
So, in the United States, the Electoral College is a group of presidential electors that is formed every 4 years during the presidential election for the sole purpose of voting for the president and vice president. The purpose is described in Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution. The number of electoral votes a state has equals its numbers of senators plus its numbers of representatives in the House of Representatives, the latter being dependent on the census reported population. Each state appoints electorals using legal procedures determined by its legislature, equal in number to its congressional delegates, representatives, and two senators, totaling 535 electors in the 50 states. The 23rd Amendment from 1961 granted the Federal District of Columbia three electors, bringing the total number of electors to 538. Federal offices, including senators and representatives, cannot be electors. Of the current 538 electors, a simple majority of 270 or more electoral votes is required to elect the president and vice president. If no candidate archives a majority there, the contingent election is held by the House of Representatives to elect the president and by the Senate to elect the vice president.
A lot of mess, right?
I mean, I'm like, okay, in English, please. But as I read that, but as I read that, still, I'm just thinking, okay, so where does the people's vote come in? Because there's no talk about the people's vote, right?
Exactly. We don't have a true democracy. We don't.
If the electoral college, if they can't get the majority, then it goes to the House of Representatives to elect the president, and by the Senate to elect the vice president. So what the
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And if I'm mistaken, please tell me. But what's the point of voting then?
Exactly. To me, it's more so to make people feel like they have some influence on the election.
Exactly. When they actually don't.
In the grand scheme of things, no.
Is that what you get from that, Roberto?
Yep. I
Because
don't understand it.
Because our elections are like that, right? We vote and they calculate the votes, and if the candidate gets more votes, they win. There is no other party out there that decides it. It's weird.
That's America
That's why
for
they
you.
go through what they go through. That's
Facts.
why you can't have a third party.
Facts, bro. Facts. Shit makes no sense to me, man. Absolutely not. But if anybody is in the comments or watching on the replay, you guys can explain it to us a little bit more better, because we just dumb Canadians over here. You know what I mean? We don't really know anything. I got the education of a fourth grader, so I don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? I have no idea. I can't tell when people are being racist and saying shit that's not true, because again, so anybody in the comments, please explain it to us. Let me know if what would be the purpose of voting if the electoral college is the one that decides who the president is. Please explain that to me. Well, with that being said, we're at the 2-hour mark. We're close to it. I'm gonna let Roberto shout out where we can find him.
You can find me right here, signing off at 11 p.m. with my boys, Deb.
I always try to. Sometimes we go a little bit longer, you know. Sometimes I try to make sure that we cut it off at a certain time because when you get to a certain age, you got to make sure you get that beauty sleep. You know what I
There
mean?
we go. So my question before we're out: who's winning this, JG?
Good question.
Man, I
Come on. Who, who's winning, Jay?
I have suspicion that Trump's going to win this election.
If he doesn't win, there's going to be a civil war.
I think there might
Trump's
be
going
as
to win the
well.
election. It's not going to be about a landslide, I don't think. And if it is, they're going to make it seem like it isn't, so it can look closer than what it is. But
If you want to save your country, you better let him win.
Who do you think's going to win, Roberto?
I think he's going to win.
You think it's going to be Trump?
Yeah. Last time I said no chance in hell.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Like don't count Jordan out. You know what I mean?
We said it on this show. We were like, there's no fucking way that America's going to be stupid enough to elect Trump as their president of the United States. And then what happened? Trump was elected president of the United States. And I'm sitting here and say, as much as I don't want him to win, I don't see them voting in a woman. And I'm not even saying just a black woman, a woman in general. I don't see it happening.
And you know, late night comedy is better when Trump's in there, anyways.
It is. But at the same time, who knows what kind of, narcissistic things Trump's going to want to do that may actually make this war go further. To be honest with you, I think it doesn't matter who gets in power. There's nobody going to stop this war coming.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
I have to agree with you there, Alton.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? So
we all think Trump's going to win?
I hope not.
It's not what we hope, what we think.
I hope not. You know what? I'm going to be the black sheep. I'm going to say I think Kamala's going to get it. I think we're going to see history in the making.
Listen to the American.
You said it yourself. You said it yourself, Nzo. America can't be that dumb enough to vote for Trump. And look what happened. Don't count America out, buddy. Don't count America out.
But here's the thing, though. We just decided, or we just talked about it being the electoral college that is the one that makes the votes, right? That picks the president. So even if Trump gets the popular vote, they may put her in there. I don't know. We'll see.
That is true.
We'll see. When is the elections in November, right?
Yep.
So it's like less than a month away. And then January 22nd is the swearing in. So we'll see what happens, guys. Yeah. But I'll say this. If Trump does win, then at least he gets his 4 years. And then we never have to worry about Trump running for president ever again. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't care what...
Until he changes that shit.
Well, that's the thing. He already made little hints like he wants to, right? Now, I know people can take things out of context the way he said. I just think the way he says things, even if he doesn't mean it the way they take it out of context, right? Even if he doesn't mean it, he has to learn to say things in a better way, right? Because he was literally on there talking about the Christians vote for him and don't worry because in 4 years we're going to fix it and you'll never have to vote again. Those were the words that came out of his mouth. He may not have meant it the way it's, but that sounds to me like, well, I'm going to make sure that I'm the last president of the United States. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, JG, take us home, sir.
Yo, JG Shaolin. Terrific. The undisputed final boss of the 36 Champs of Shaolin. Wire. Almost forgot my name for a second. Yo, thank you all for tuning in Wednesday night on the O.O.C with these fire topics with the host Nzo, aka the Abbot, and the Osiris of the shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Gunja, alongside the coach Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry. Also, be sure to catch us Saturday on Square One, where we could talk about some NFL topics or whatever other sport topics with your man, the genius himself. And also, catch me one brother from another mother Sunday for the Pagan Watch Party. El Príncipe de Nueva York, super wise.
That being said, guys, thank you all for popping in. Thank you, everybody, for watching it on the replay when you do. Peace, love, and hair grease, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Don't really care about the top spot, I just want a bag. Got my foot up on they necks, no brakes, all gas. These rappers like BBLs, cause I swear they all ass. Ain't it crazy how they rise up and fizzle out fast? Oh my god, boy, who that over there with all them stands in the stands? Got them dancing with grand jumping high as they can. Norman Sand got a plan, I'm taking over the land. Broke ground on the internet, now we about to expand. Ooh. Dropping bombs, Palestine, Iran, yep. They told me I couldn't, but knew I can. Yep. Hey, tell Sam that I'm coming for the green eggs and ham, and I'm sticking to the script like cooking with no Pam. Good Lord, we was just finessing like scams. Now I got them jumping to this old school jam. Serving you lyrical dough, we cut it by the gram. Ain't nothing short of a miracle how we came up on the gram. Tick tock to the clock, watch it go blam. Break it down for them, let me help you understand. I'm doing what I can according to God's plan, but sometimes I feel they want me to hop out the van. Mask on in the hood like the Klan. Popping out like Tio Chico, my eyes on a band. OJ gloves on, we snatching everything we can. And if we see you on your toes, we getting dirty like Dan. Yup.